So the frame, everything has been hit. It does not look good. So one of the most popular cars on my channel is a Nissan 240SX. It's a common car, rear-wheel drive, it's fun, it's cheap, and people overcharge for them now. So I had a high school kid who saved up all his money to get a bone stock 240SX. I never even seen one. So this high school kid goes, "Hey David, do you want to review my car?" I said, "You know what? Let's do it. I've never driven one that's just never been touched because it's one of the most modified cars in the world. You just can't find them. Let's do a video basically saying, does a stock 240SX suck? Does it just stink? Is it really that great, or is it just a good chassis? Is the motor trash? Is the handling trash? All this stuff." So brought him over, we went to our local park, leaks a little bit of fluid, maybe here and there, but car makes it just fine. So the film shoot's done, everything's good, and he's on his way. So a few days later, I edit the video, I put it out, and it does very well, surprisingly. I'm like, I don't know if people are gonna watch this because it's bone stock, but ended up being a good tool for people learning about the platform in general, about what your starting point is if you were gonna mess with it. Video ended up being really fun. It turned out really good. And you could tell that this high schooler was super excited about owning this car. It was his first car, and he was just all about it. Fast forward to about 2 weeks later, on the complete polar opposite, there's a friend of mine named Derek who has this crazy looking Terminator Cobra. It's snake skinned, like wrap all the way around it. It's very intimidating looking. It's like gray and black, and it's venomous on the back and all this. It's like the full character of this car. It's got a big giant Whipple supercharger on it, makes over 700 wheel horsepower. And that's my next car review. So coming from a bone stock, probably 80 wheel horsepower Nissan, going to this Terminator. And so my buddy Alan also comes along during the day because he's friends with Derek. And Alan is the guy who helped build my first 240. So he wants to check out this Cobra, see what it's all about. And he brings a 2JZ FD RX-7. So he brings it along with us. So we're just kind of like, oh yeah, today's a good day. We got some really fast cars. Everybody's kind of cruising with each other. What could go wrong? This high school kid, he saw me work on his car, but he wanted to see like a fast car, and he had never seen a faster car like do a pull. And I was like, oh yeah, just watch the Terminator. It's gonna be really cool. Just come along, whatever. We're all having a great old time. I did a pull with the FD RX-7 at an unknown location. Everything was freaking awesome. And I do literally the last shot. I do my outro. I do one more acceleration to get the supercharger whine and the obnoxious exhaust, and you get that whiff of E85 and all that. And I'm just giggling because it's just ridiculous. So everything's good. Right after that pull, I hear out in the distance, and I get a text, "Your high school buddy crashed." I'm like, "How far back is he?" And he goes, "You need to turn around." I'm like, oh my goodness. And this Cobra's loud and obnoxious, so we're already causing a bunch of attention. So I turn around, go all the way back to the corner where he crashed. We went around this bend at a decent speed, not too obnoxious, but his car just couldn't handle it. It didn't have good tires on it. The brakes were factory, it couldn't handle it. And so he understeered and went right off. It's an S-turn, and there's a big ditch right here. But thankfully it's winter time. Usually there would be a bunch of shrubs and bushes and just grass. You wouldn't even be able to see his car. But it's winter time, so it's just kind of like dead grass. So he went off, hit a bump like this, then horizontal bump, then another bump like this, then hit the bottom. And his car is stuck. So it's kind of like teeter-tottering in a way in a spot. So the frame, everything has been hit. It does not look good. I'm like, we just did a video on this thing. Like, I feel so bad, and it's his first car, blah, blah, blah. Alan turns around in the RX-7, gets out, goes, "I can get it out." I'm like, no way. Like, let's not risk it. We probably need tow straps or something. Meanwhile, we see like a no trespassing sign and private property sign, and there's like a farm behind us with goats and cows. We're like, oh my gosh, we are so screwed if the cops show up, which they're going to. We have all these obnoxious sports cars on the side of the road. We're all young. We all look like we're up to no good. And there's a car stuck in a ditch. So it looks like a bunch of young dudes being stupid and one guy went off, which is exactly what happened. He was totally fine when the car crashed. He was completely okay. He just understeered or the brakes locked up or whatever happened, he went to a ditch. It was not good news. So he got out of the car. He was really upset. Naturally, who wouldn't be? And we thought the car would be broken because of how drastic the jump is. I mean, we looked at that, we're like, that's a transmission or a drive shaft killer. You know, that could pop a drive shaft out. And he was upset, blah, blah, blah. And then when Alan saw the situation, he goes, it's okay, man, I got you. I'm just staring at it going, I just don't see it. If it was just a slant, you'd be like, yeah, sure, just drive it up. But he had to literally jump through mud and dirt and all this stuff that would make the tires spin. So Alan turns the car around and he goes, don't tell your friend this, who owns this car, but I'm gonna have to basically make this thing jump. I'm like, maybe we should go buy tow straps. He goes, nope, this is it. We have to do it. And I believe Alan. I go, okay. So he backs up as far as he could in the shrubs and just guns it as fast as he can. He catches air on the first hill, spins the tires again, catches air. His back tires lift up and they're spinning and they hit the pavement and he does an involuntary drift, leaving black lines on the road. And then there's just tire smoke and he just leaves and he got out. And he almost hit my friend Aaron, who was in the path of the 240. And it's funny, there's like a Snapchat clip of him getting in the cars coming right at him. So Alan got the car out somehow and we got away and nobody knew. On the way back, we ended up stopping at a gas station. After all this happened, you know, there's mud all over the car, there's dirt over it. The car's, I think, smoking a little bit, but we're looking underneath. We see a bunch of mud, but the car's still running. There's no leaks. It's all fine, which is remarkable. And the car just drove away. I think he had to get like a realignment or something, obviously. But other than that, he kept driving it for a long time. And I thought that was fascinating because those cars are so finicky, because a normal 240, that's usually like you got a good one or you got a bad one. It's either gonna run forever or it's never going to run. And his was just one of the lucky ones. I mean, especially for your first car, he got lucky that it could be jumped at like the high rate of speed out of a 2-step jump. It was pretty remarkable and easily one of the most memorable things on my channel ever.
VINwiki is proud to be partnering with mobile app Hero to continue changing the way we look at documenting automotive history. We're working with them to bring updates to our mobile and web-based app, so stay tuned to their social media and ours and keep telling the stories of all the cars you love.